Everyone. So I contemplated so long on what should be my first post to my blog, and I really had to stop and think. The thing that I hear so much is people complaining about being single, like always looking for a significant other to fulfill them, never really looking and thinking about, hey, I need to focus on myself before I focus on someone else. So I created a list of 5 things I think everyone that's single should know if you want to be single and happy. So the first thing that came to my mind is self-care. How important is self-care? Whether this is mental, physical, or spiritual. Self-care is so important because I feel like it's so many times I hear my friends tell me, I work too much, or I don't have time to do this and that. But if you're single, you have all the time in the world to focus on yourself, praying, meditating, yoga. Like, these are all key important things when it comes to self-care. Number 2 is spending time with your family and friends. While you're single, this is a perfect time to visit your grandpa and grandpa. Call your aunt and uncle you haven't talked to in months, and really, listen to their long stories about back in the day or their pieces of advice. It really could be beneficial. And just while you're single, you have all the time in the world to catch back up with them, or even spend more time with your friends. Before you get in a new relationship, you want to make sure you have a solid foundation with your family and friends in case you need something to fall back on. And just being single is the perfect time for it. Number 3 is something I feel like everybody has room to improve on, and that is focusing on your career and your finances. While you're single, this is the time to really take a look back on mistakes you made, budget, think about, what do you want to do in life? Do you have the job that you want? What are your 5-year, your 10-year goals? What is your goal right now? And are you working to improve that, or are you on that right track? So while you're single, you're really focusing on you, what makes you happy, and what career you want to go into if you're not already in that career. And you don't have to answer to anybody. You're not trying to please anybody during this time of being single but yourself. Number 4, self-reflection. My. This is the time you ask yourself, who am I? What do I like to do? Am I happy? When you get home from work and everything's all said and done, are you satisfied with where you are in your life, and what can you do to improve it? And being single is really just focusing on yourself for the right now, so you can move into the future, so you can have that solid foundation with your new significant other whenever that may be. Number 5, I think this is the most important one. Risk, having fun, and volunteering. So when you're single, this is your time really to venture out. Go out of town, travel, try new things, volunteer with your friends. Like, this is the time you have where you're not connected to anyone calling you, telling you, you can't stay out of town for a week, you can't go here. This is your individual freedom. This is your time to venture out and try tons of new things, anything that you want to try, without being, kind of tied down and asking for permission. And me and my best friend Kyrie, we joke about this all the time. When I was in a relationship and before I really embraced being single, I would have never went to the movies by myself, never went out to eat by myself. And I know these things may sound simple, but I think just being in a relationship for so long and just having that companionship, it's different branching out and doing things that you normally wouldn't do by yourself. So that's just something I think is really important, is just taking risks and just exploring, using this time to just embrace your freedom. All I want to say, if you're single, please embrace it. This is not the time to mope around wanting someone else to complete you. Being single is about focusing on your own wants and needs before you focus on anyone else. And I think that's the key of being happy and single.